Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. I am here with some of the best leaders that money can't buy. Welcome to Albany. Welcome to the People's House, to the Capitol, to this great place. And we're all in the middle of the budget battles right now, where lives are being won and lost even as we speak. But we're also here to speak about winning and losing. We're also here to speak about what is happening around us. And I will grudgingly cut off the other budget battles so I can focus on this budget battle. We all know that the war on drugs became a war on the poor. That it started with some good ideas, but it quickly morphed into something that was ruinous for so many lives. So many people can't get their lives back. Communities that simply have never been on their feet and never perhaps will be on their feet. New York State has legalized cannabis. All right. And they have gone a step further and said that they want to deal with the social equity part of this. That sounds good. The theory is great. Other states have said these things, and it hasn't happened in other states. These things are not going to happen by themselves. They have to happen by intention. And under those conditions, I want to first start by thanking you all for being here and to telling you that in 2021, the Marijuana Regulation and Taxation Act, MARTA, became law of New York State, legalizing marijuana. It also established the Office of Cannabis Management for the regulation of cannabis and created a regulated and taxed cannabis industry. So far, so good. It all sounds good. The MARTA also provided for various social and economic justice initiatives. Well, we see what has been done, and we want to raise the issue. We want to help New York State. It's time that we gave you the most effective way of making sure that those communities that have been impacted are made whole. One of the most effective devices that the federal government has is something called the Community Reinvestment Act. This act says that if banks are and financial and corporations are doing business in a community, they have to give back to that community. Simple. They can give back many different ways. This has led to the building of affordable housing. This has led to the building of businesses, of jobs. This has led to youth organizations. Many things have been created. Great idea, CRA. Here's a better idea. A CCRA. All right. Sounds good. You're with me so far. Except I heard some voice in the back. That young man said, "What is a CCRA?" We need a Cannabis Community Reinvestment Act. We need to ensure that giant corporations, or corporations large and small, come into a community, take wealth from the community, and share some of that wealth with the community. That's it. We can all go home if we agree to that. Not so quick. Don't go anywhere yet. Stay with me. We want to make sure, you know what? Cannabis is such that I believe that the large corporations know that there was historical injustices, and I believe that they want to give back to the community. We say merely 2%, but that should be a flaw. We are not stopping them from giving more than 2%. If they, from my point of view, if they wanted to give 100%, I would not hold it against them. But we do insist that 2% go into maintaining that community. That 2% goes into ensuring that businesses thrive and develop in their communities. And that 2% ensures that our communities can compete or join in the benefits of having legalized cannabis. But I'm not alone here. I, Senator James Sanders Jr., and of course I should have said that earlier. That's all right. I'm sure there's somebody who didn't know. Senator James Sanders Jr. does not stand alone on this one. Yes, I am the chair of banking for New York State, and that's why a CRA is very important. But I'm not the only one who understands the importance of these things. We have with us today representatives from the National Cannabis Party, and we're going to hear from them because not only can I speak to this, I suggest that you are going to hear some amazing things as we hear from Miss Artis Mills right now, who is the president of the National Cannabis Party. Ms. Mills.
Thank you, Senator Sanders. It's always an honor to be here and to work very closely with you and your office. I am Safita Artis Mills. I'm president and co-founder of the National Cannabis Party, and we have collectively worked with Senator Sanders and his team, Marvin and Paula, in creating the Cannabis Community Reinvestment Act. And equity is not something that is a luxury for everyone in this industry. It needs to be equitable and fair for everyone. I feel that New York has the opportunity to be the example and to show what equity looks like. We don't call it social equity, we call it equity empowerment, because we believe people should be given resources so that they can have options of what they want to do and what they want to create in the cannabis industry. I feel the opportunity is wide open and there's enough for everyone. I think there needs to be more clinical research studies, there needs to be more education, and there needs to be clean medicine available for patients, because cannabis, regardless of how you use it, whether you're talking adult use or medical, it does not matter. It's medicine regardless. So I want to be able to help change the narrative and the stigma that surrounds cannabis, because there are communities who have been largely impacted by the war on drugs. So it's not fair to see people continue to be arrested and go to prison, and to see that there are 40,000 prisoners currently that are in prison due to cannabis-related drug charges. So it's not right and it's not fair for the industry to make millions of dollars that state and federal government benefits from in tax revenue, and still allow people to be in prison and not be able to even come home and take advantage of the opportunity. So we're here to show what equity empowerment is and to show what unity looks like, because collectively we all come from different areas. You have Redman here, who is from New Jersey, who sees the opportunity in how states need to work together to make sure that there is some type of uniformity across the board. So that's all that I have, and I'm really excited to introduce this bill along with Senator Sanders, and we're here for the long run to make sure that the industry is done right.
Thank you. Thank you. Our sister spoke strongly. But if we just ended there, you would have had your money's worth. But we're not going to end there. In fact, we're going to reach to that foreign land, New Jersey. We usually don't say that in New York, but that's all right. We'll say it. We're going to reach to, and if we could just find a strong brother who could speak to this. Brother Redman, how about you? How about if we had Reggie Redman Noble, who is one of the founders of the National Cannabis Party, come before us and speak in his own New Jersey way.
Thank you. Reggie Noble, co-founder of the National Cannabis Party, and along with my colleagues here. And my sister, I call her my sister because it's a honor that I can help represent someone that is the president of the National Cannabis Party, which is a woman. On top of that, women do run the world, and she's very knowledgeable on what she talk about, and I learn a lot from her. I kind of explain things from a layman's term of what the National Cannabis Party is about, and it's strictly about the fabric of the cannabis industry. We are FEC-approved platform, just like the Democratic Party, the Republican Party. With both of those parties, you can state your issue, state your claim, and come together as one for change in your community, for change in your city, your state. and your issues will be heard. As far as this cannabis industry, it's $1 billion to $1 trillion a year industry, and we don't have that umbrella that anyone can come on, that can go on there and state their claim and be unity, have unity to complain about issues, to complain about the regulations and laws that's not being properly used. And education is key. So I try to explain to my brothers and sisters and anyone that's trying to get in the cannabis industry that you have to educate yourself. Even I'm still learning, working with my colleagues. I don't know everything, but I do know that it is politics in this cannabis industry, even though we don't want to look at it as politics, but it is. My sister stated instead of social equity is equity empowerment, and that linguistic alone will give the average person a sense of dignity on what they're working towards, because it is a lot of things that we need to fix in this industry before the big pharmas come in. So National Cannabis Party is here to be that umbrella for everyone, not just mom and pops, but for everyone, MSOs, legends, everyone. We want everyone under one umbrella so we can be unity as one and state our claims to the bigger dogs when they come in, because they are coming at the end of the day. And we want to be prepared, and we want to be ready so we don't have to get ready. So we don't know it all. We're only a year in of being a platform. We started last January, and anyone that wants to join and implement and add their paint where it ain't, feel free. We're at the www.nationalcannabisparty.org. I am one of the co-founders, along with Drew Barringer and my sister, and Manj right here is part of the team as well. And we're here to make change. We're here to make change in the industry and give the plant back to the people, as my sister always say. We want to give this plant back to the people. We want our people to be educated. We want our people to be prepared. We want our people to also magnify where they're working for, what they're working for, where they're going as far as working in the cannabis industry. So please tune into what we're doing. We're doing a lot of great things, and being here with Senator Saunders is history in the making. Right here, right now. We're in history in the making right now. The first FEC-approved National Cannabis Party, meaning we can put someone in the president's chair one day. We're 100 million strong as a cannabis industry, far as voters. We're 100 million and above. So there's no reason that, power and the numbers can't excel to make change. And that's what we're about. We're here, Senator Saunders. Thank you for inviting me. I'm going to wrap one up with you later on. But it's an honor to be here with you guys and, have my sister speak. She's doing great things. And even her writing the bill I'm very proud of her, because this is something that she's been talking about for a long time, and hopefully everything will work out. So I'm not a real great talker, but it's just an honor, and I'd just like to thank my sister, both of my sisters and my colleagues for being here. But I'd like to thank you, sis, for writing this bill. It shows the educated side of you. It shows the political side of you, and it shows that you really want change for this industry. And one thing about us, so you all know, we do work for the purpose. None of us don't have the profit. Everything we do is out the pocket. Profit, pocket, that rhyme. That's why I'm who I am. But everything is for the purpose. When we fly to these different events, we are out the pocket for the purpose, because we see the bigger picture for the industry. And if we can get everyone to be on that same page, we can create change before the big farmers come in. So thank you.
I'm just very grateful that my brother does not live in my district, because I probably vote for you myself over me. Don't move in there, brother. Don't move in there. We are all here to, in the words of that philosopher, add our paint to where it ain't. I like it. Let's be clear. If we don't get a CRA, if we don't take active measures on this, what is going to happen? Good intentions in one hand and a token in the other hand will get you on a train. If you don't have that token, you're not getting on that train no matter what your good intentions are. Here in New York State, there are many good intentions, great ideas. We all, justice, honor, truth, dignity, all of those words. But if you don't back it up with money, if you don't ensure that money goes where your mouth is, then you, James Brown said, like a dull knife, it just ain't cutting. You're talking loud and saying nothing. Record is called Saying Nothing. Which brings us back here, my friends. We have to stand together, and I'm honored to stand with the National Cannabis Party. I'm honored to stand with a party that says that we are going to look out for those who have caught the brunt of the hell of the so-called war on drugs that turned into the war on the poor. I'm honored to stand with some people who are saying, you know what, we're going to put our money up. This is not about a question of the dollar bill. This is a question of the community's will. We can write this together, brother. We can wait. Put me down. Put me down, brother. Put me down. You don't have to be a political for nothing now. If I can't make it here, brother, help me out. Which folk have said that I'm already there, but that's a different question for another day. Again, we are here and we're having a lot of fun because fighting for justice is fun. That's right. Fighting for justice is fun. Not fighting for justice is not fun. Accepting madness is not fun. So I encourage everybody to have a lot of fun and let's all fight for justice. While you're here in this building, can I encourage you to go and see some of your legislators up here? All of them, well, many of them have come on board and said, yes, we need to legalize it, Peter Tosh, legalize it, but they have gone a step further, and we need to make sure that they CCRB it, that we come up with a Cannabis Community Reinvestment Act on this one. Now, having said that, I want to see if there are any questions. If there are really tough questions, you hand to her. If there are questions that will make you look good, well, I'm here for you. Are there any questions, comments, or statements? Now, either we have done so well. You see that when it hits like that, you either done so well or not a single soul understands what you're saying. And I believe that this is such an intelligent audience. I believe that everyone understands. But first, I would be remiss if I did not say we need to, since this part is coming to an end, we need to give a hand to the Cannabis Party, the National Cannabis Party, who were bold enough and brave enough to fight your way into this Hallow Hall, or was that a hollow? Well, into this great hall. This is a very old and prestigious building. If we just took, if we could just take some of this marble from the walls, we'd solve the CCRB problem right there. You could settle 5 communities in here with just this. But since we're not here to take it down, but to build it up, we won't do that. If there are no questions, comments, or statements, can I encourage all of us, if you have time, to come up to my office, and I will be the one offering you water. Man, you would not want to see a mind like this enlightened. I'm barely holding on now, brother. I would probably have the opposite effect, you know. I would get real passive, real down, nothing. Nah, you don't want that. Is that right? Oh, I wouldn't know. I wouldn't know. I'm always up. So having said those things, I'm going to suggest that my office is 711, twice as good as 711. Need a little doubles in there, but that's all right. And y'all should come up there and let us celebrate this great occasion that we have had in here. And having said that, Madam President, with your permission, I will say that this is over.
Yes, I agree.
You heard the word, and you heard it first. By the powers invested in me, we done here.